Kernels DLC is out tomorrow. That is amazing news for Metro Exodus fans, eh?
I completely agree, but now, if games have the power to bring people together, then this next title is the glue to a family of fans, unlike any other.
That's right. Gears of War is a solid gold Xbox classic and has one of the strongest, most passionate, and most supportive communities anywhere in video games. So let's take a look at how Gears has gone beyond a game and built unbreakable bonds of family all over the world.
I think we can find you answers there.
Where are we going?
Back to where it all began.
Many believe that Gears of War has what it takes to be one of the most successful video game franchises of all time.
Since day one, my brother and I just built that strong bond, just like Dom and Marcus did.
Playing Gears of War has changed me because it brought me into a world of looking at more than just games.
People that are playing these games now grew up playing these games, seeing Dom go through all the relations with the generation and with the characters.
We're basically minutes in front of millions of Gears.
I don't think people realize its due for influence it's had on games.
Woo! Yeah, shit, yeah!
I felt that you were also a movie.
Gears fan base, the most base I've ever exposed to.
They're warm, they love this game, and they're passionate about it. When you meet them in person, it's almost as if to begin with.
Whether you're in it for the story or the characters or the camaraderie, it's just constant something to care about.
You're a goddamn cow!
You can tell when a game has a little bit of magic in it, because there's something about it that pulls you in, that makes you go, oh, that is so cool.
I've never wanted a game to come out this badly.
There's nothing else like that.
And the amazing team at the Coalition is working hard to bring you our most ambitious Gears of War title yet, Gears 5.
Legitimate chills. Trying not to tear up. Trying not to tear up.
Gears community is so special.
Oh, I mean, I think we got a fair bunch of them here, to be honest.
Right.
And now it's come to the time in the show that you have all been waiting for. A first look at Gears 5 Horde mode.
Yes! I am absolutely buzzing for this! Here now is the world premiere trailer for Gears 5 Horde mode.
From the shadows, like a lion on the grind coming at you. I'm a menace for the vengeance, so relentless. Hope you're ready, cause I'm here to battle. Death from above! Boom! Come out, wherever you are!
Now you don't.
When you see the white in my eyes, better run, better hide. I've been with I ain't here to play around. If I were you, I would run right now.
Good work, Jack.
Bang, bang on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Watching every move you enact on.
Help me secure the tap.
Next step is your last one. Yeah.
Forge deployed.
Getting closer. Make a wrong move and it's game over. Let's go.
Here they come.
I'm here to play around. If I were you, I would run right now.
Play 4 days early with Xbox Game Pass. Oh.
Just keep clapping. I don't think I'm never clapping.
So we like
Should I just clap through the next segment? Well, we're in that, so gameplay, ultimates, and Rainbow one very nice-looking drop. But at the stage, Xbox's Karina Macedo caught up with the team to take a deep into Horde for Gears 5.
Here at the studio, hand director really feel the so let's go.
What it is to be, I feel like large expression. Everything started Gears to bottle. You know, what people look back on defining defensive game mode through all of games. The idea that You're gonna be doing this as an endurance run, as a 3-hour experience. Mode, scenes without any, character development, without any story, had to hold people's attention for 3 hours. 5, what we really most the complete realize.
The big thing for the idea of ult used to be just defined by the weapons they carry. It's kind of different, and gives you all could carry these things. But now every character has its own ultimate ability, its own special ability it can bring to the game.
Look over and see.
Really big thing called taps now, which are these visors that show up around the map. Because generally, once you find and board, you would lock in on a particular place, and from that place, the entire 50 waves. Now, in order to get as much as possible, to get as strong as possible, you have to move and expand your base to go and capture those. And once you beat that, a new appears, and you have to go and capture. It's much more aggressive than it was in the past.
For the first time, your character will start with all the cards but they will then increase the power cards and power of their core abilities over the course of the game, and that progression is then reset, and you can do it again the next game. And this means that you can try a combination of perks that work with yours in a specific.
Seeing people make a certain here's these cards with these, and here's a Dell build, and I think it will be really exciting to see them mix and match and see these different play styles come.
One of the things we've done that is subtle but super important is that whenever you pick up power, which is the currency in Horde, that power gets fully distributed amongst everyone. And that means that if you see some power on the ground, everyone will want you to pick it up.
And then we've added stuff to give more information to the players, and things like health bars over bosses and mini bosses. And so feedback mechanism allows you to play different. Now I can see that the mini boss is on very little health. I'm gonna get a grab because I know I can do it. Or I can see, they still have a lot, so I'm gonna hold back.
To take characters, push them even further, we've added Jackbot as a playable character inside Horde. It's one of the most pivotal roles on the battlefield. Jack can fly anywhere on the map. He moves really quickly, faster than anybody else. He can heal people, repair things. Really, he's the jack of all trades, and you really want him to be your best buddy. Over time, we're gonna add new characters, and with each character we add, the meta will change. We'll have different combinations of strengths. We'll have different team compositions that will be beneficial to certain kinds of players. Every time we add a new character and every time we add a new map, what we hope to see is the Horde community come together to explore this space, show us what the best combination of characters is.
And so that finding people who know the class, the characters, and know what the objective is and what you're trying to do, and everybody's together, and nothing more special than having that alignment and succeeding on that goal.
So it's really, by far, from our point of view, the most intense, engaging, action or fierce defense there is in video games.
I really like that it creates a dependency, work together as a team. You can be kind of, lone wolfing it, but not successful as together. It's sort of our motto for the studio. We always say, if you want to go fast, go alone, but if you want to go far, go together.
It's been so exciting to be here today. As a Gears fan since Gears 1, I cannot get my hands on a new Horde mode and all the features. If you are a Game Pass Ultimate subscriber, you can get Gears 5 September 6th. For everyone else, available on September 10th.
That was an incredible first wave to showcase Gears 5 Horde mode. Now, can I get a huge applause for Rod Ferguson and Ryan Cleveland for joining us here on Inside Xbox?
Thank you so much for being here, guys. It's a pleasure.
I've got to ask, first of all, right, those ultimates are, can you tell us a little bit more about those? Because they look amazing.
Yeah, the ultimates, each one of them is unique to the character. They're really something that we see defines them, as well as creates a really great relationship with the team. We've got Kate going invisible. We've got Jade who can call in like a giant artillery strike. We've got Dell who can summon trackers to help him out. Each one of them find the for you and for the team.
So it's not so even if you have multiple engineers, each engineer, different character will have.
That's going to be really cool. I think that's one of the great things I'm excited about is all those different play styles that you kind of suit your personal play.
That's one of the things that we were talking about, probably the deepest we've ever done, even though it's still super. But the deepness allows you to go in and what character you want. Well, your ultimate. You're collecting that, just feeding the engineer, power to get the engineer to build. Now you have perks, which you can say, I want to do more damage. I want to do more headshots. I want more ammo. I want more health. So as you're playing, you have this in-game progression that you can change who you are in the moment. And so you have out-of-game progression in the cards, and you have in-game progression in the
go like mad with theory crafting with that. Just like, I forget this
Ultimate thing,
yeah.
Yeah, it'd be cool. But talking about accessibility, one of the things you talked to us about in Vanguard, all the different difficulties players are going to have access to. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, one of the big things realizing that Gears was going to be day and date in Game Pass, and Ultimate Game Pass, we're going to have a bunch of people maybe who've never played before.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to create a lot more accessibility to the game, and whether that's accessibility features in terms of how you control, we have things, single stick control, ability to turn off camera shake, and all those sorts of things. But even also from the point of Jack was created from a perspective of being accessible, because maybe some people, maybe who aren't as good at Gears, but the idea of like going into cover and pixel hunting, shooting, and all those sorts of things, like Jack doesn't have that. Jack floats above cover. Jack does area of effects attacks. So if you have somebody who's just new to the game, they can come in as a support bot and they can help you. They can heal you. They can keep you, buffed up. They can go and repair stuff. They can pick up weapons for you. So they don't have to be like wall bouncing, shotgunning. They can actually just be part of your team.
And we really wanted to make them like a really critical part of the team. It wasn't just about having like a support class that sort of stands at the back and does nothing. Jack is super critical. We really wanted to envision him as your best buddy, as like your best friend, like each of the other classes. I want Jack. I want Jack. I want Jack to follow me. And that was something that now there's so much demand for Jack. When you're playing him, you just constantly feed like you're feeding all these little birds.
And he has a crazy ultimate. Like he has this we call it hijack. Yeah. Because we're big about puns in Vancouver. And so hijack is basically shoots a dart into an enemy and then takes control. So it possesses that enemy. So if you have something coming at you like a Scion with a boom shot, you can take it over and now Jack player becomes a Scion with a boom shot and can help destroy the enemy with that.
That's so cool.
Everyone's just going to want to be Jack's best friend. It's like, trust me, I'll take you out for dinner. Don't worry about it. Just follow me around in Gears. Exactly. We'll be good.
Doesn't sound like quite enough glory for Benny, unfortunately, though. With that in mind, what sort of sets Horde mode in Gears 5 apart from the previous iterations? You obviously told us a lot already, but...
Yeah, I mean, that's probably there's really a bunch of big differences. One is the ultimates. The other is the power tap that Ryan and the team came up with, which is probably you better explain.
So like we've added the power taps, which you saw in the video, which really add an element of territory control. We wanted to make Gears 5 not only the deepest, but also provide other ways to be successful by not just building fortifications. So the power taps appear every like 10 waves after you kill a boss. And that means to really understand whether you move they're optional. However, they do provide enough power to the perks to buy fortifications with. So if you decide to leave them alone, it's at your own peril. However, if you're ambitious and your team knows what they're doing, they can slowly expand their base to control more territory for more rewards.
Yeah.
Lots of options. Well, now from software to hardware. At any rate, let's take a closer look at something Gears fans everywhere are sure to salivate over. It's the limited edition Gears 5 Xbox One X. We recently caught up with some of the minds behind the design. Take a look.
I always want Gears to stand unique in the way that it pushes on innovation and storytelling in the hardware. And that was the hard part for us. Is like, okay, what are we doing with this? What story are we telling? How we make it feel premium? And that was the biggest challenge.
When we were designing the console, we imagined that Kate was walking across a frozen lake, like the one that you see in the E3 trailer, and something in the ice catches her eye, and she leans over and clears a patch of snow, and she sees a reflection of the Omen looking back at her. In reality, there are electronics in this console. There's no way we can put, an Omen 2 inches inside of it. So we had to create an optical illusion that would make it look like there was an Omen trapped underneath the ice. We were able to express the idea by laser etching these ice cracks around the Omen. We've never laser etched that much before. I mean, the laser etching is all over the console. The ice is cracking all over the console. Theming the controller after Kate Diaz was really a natural because she's like the main character in the game, and she is exploring this Arctic environment. She wears an Arctic armor, which is new in the game, which was exciting to us.
Whatever we were with in terms of accessories and hardware, we wanted to family with what the console was going to look like. And so we were able to work with Seagate on some amazing 5 terabyte and 2 terabyte drives that look basically like mini versions of the console, would look perfect right next to it. And we worked with Razer on like keyboard and mouse. It's one of the first, I think, wireless keyboard and console, and they get a whole effects that all fit together.
So working with Rod is an awesome experience every time. He understands how to point out the meaningful moments that we can really pick up on as industrial designers and bring into the physical world. We always walk away from these design collaborations with him feeling like this product is so authentic, like it couldn't be any more authentic because it's so tied to our conversation.
We're Ryan, but how does that console look? I
Honestly,
want it so much.
Massive congrats to the design in that, because that is incredible. And the hard drive.
But it looks so cute right next to it. But that's not all we've got to talk about. You've also got some news with our friends over at Valve. Can you tell us a bit more about that?
So the first time we're coming to Steam, and today you can start pre-ordering today for Gears 5 on Steam, and there'll be crossplay, so it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
Crossplay. Love it.
Absolutely, excellent. But that's not the only partnership news for Gears today. Rod, please.
Yeah.
Tell us what Gears plans to do with Halo.
We talked about the Ultimate Edition. We talked about being Ultimate Game Pass. We really didn't talk about what you get for doing that. So we're really happy to announce that we're actually putting in 2 characters from Halo Reach are going to be coming to Gears of War. So we have Kat and Emil.
Calm down.
And so they're going to be coming, and they have their own roles. They'll be playable in Horde and Escape and Versus, and you're going to have their own ultimates. You want to talk about the 2 ultimates?
Yeah, so we really tried to be very authentic to Halo while still making it kind of integrate into the Gears world. So we've got the drop shield on Emil, and that we looked at Reach, and we wanted to make something that Halo fans would really recognize as true drop shield. And then we've got the hologram on Kat, and it's she's the subterfuge expert, and so she's going to distract the enemy while everybody else goes and does something else.
And it's the same actors. So we went out and we got the original cast, and so after a decade, we brought them back into the booth and we re-recorded.
It's the small details, and you know what? We've got a video that shows off exactly that. Check it out. Looks amazing.
Let's go! Activating drop shield.
Deception is my special.
You're safe.
I'm here.
Like, it just looks amazing. Every time I've seen it, I've gone, that looks sick.
It's just natural.
And it's nice that it goes beyond the characters. As you can see, they got custom weapon skin, custom mark, like all the customization stuff that we have with it as well is really cool.
Yeah, I cannot wait to kind of get my hands on with them. But we've been talking partnerships, and you've also got a clothing partnership, which I've lived in for since E3.
Literally have to peel it off. Please, Benny, wear something else.
Wash it occasionally.
Exactly. Washing, please.
Yeah, I mean, we've been working with the folks at Bathing Ape to create their, they have an ape line that you got a tease of at E3 with our blue. Yeah. And you can see we're doing it as in-game as well, so that blue is coming to inside the game that you can wear as part of a case of sort of, the camo outfit. And then we actually do a physical line, which is going to be in red now, our red camo, which is going to be for sale at the Ape stores and at, I think it's Xbox.com here.
Stay there.
I'm just wondering, I just want to get my hands on it. I hear a red one, I've got a blue one, I need the red.
Needs the set.
Yeah, it looks really, really cool. And it's a different styles than what you saw from the blue at E3 and then different designs. And so I was intending to bring it with me today, but customs is fun. So,
Honestly, it's probably a good job you didn't.
You wouldn't have made it up here, I'm going to be honest.
Although I do enjoy the Canadian uniform you're wearing for me, so I appreciate that. It's very much appreciated.
I'm going for the red theme already, right? I just need the
lumber sexual. You need a bigger beard.
It doesn't grow. I tried. That's the main thing. But also, the streetwear lover in me is keen on what's in store for Gears and Bathing Ape. How can I get my hands on the hoodie? Because it's not here.
No, it's not. No, they have their stores like in New York and LA. Yeah. Again, they'll be limited on the Xbox Gear store, and then again you can get it in game.
All right, amazing.
I'm just going to wear matching hoodies in game.
That's going to be it.
I'm very excited. Rod, you might be done on our stage, but you're going straight to the Gamescom opening night broadcast. Can you tell us what's going on?
Yeah. Since E3, we've heard a lot of people asking about, but what about the campaign? We're going to talk about Escape, we're going to talk Versus, we're going to talk Horde, which we were doing. People want to know about campaign, so I'm going over to talk to Jeff Keighley, and we're going to put out a new story trailer. All real-time cinematics is all from the story, from the game itself, and we're going to talk a little bit more about Gears.
All right, I've got to ask everyone in here, can we just get a huge round of applause to the Gears? It looks amazing. Ryan, just thank you so much for joining us. All right, and I think it's safe to say we cannot wait for September 10th when Gears 5 officially launches. And don't forget, Gears 5 Ultimate Edition launches September 6th, included on Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. I am so excited. So who's going to be picking it up on the 6th? Who's going to be playing it?
Yeah.
I think I'm going to be there.
Of course.
But that's all from us here at Gamescom. Remember, the fun continues next month with more Inside Xbox on September 24th.
And keep up with everything Gamescom, where an Xbox On goes live on mixer.com/XboxOn Tuesday and Wednesday, starting at 5 p.m. British Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern, and 6 a.m. Pacific. We'll also have new Gamescom videos going live on youtube.com/XboxOn each and every day this week. And of course, you can also follow Xbox on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, you know, everything for all the latest Xbox news.
Plus, mark your calendars, because XO19 takes over London on November 14th. Fans can look...
Amazing!
Fans can look forward to new announcements, new releases, and of course, all the latest from Xbox.
Thank you very much from all of us here in Cologne. Thank you so much for watching. See you later.
Bye.